Hello, welcome to Jet Mathematics. I remain your host, Milt in the Biwa region. In this video, we'll be looking at division of polynomials. There are various ways you can divide polynomials. You can use the factorization method where you factorize the dividend and also factorize the divisor and then cancel out common terms. Another way you can divide polynomials, you can use the synthetic division method. But in this video, we'll be looking at the long division method, just like the ordinary long division we know for fractions. Okay, so we have an example on the board. This polynomial is to be divided by this. This is called the dividend, while this is called the divisor. So we'll be using the long division method. Solution. So just as we know, in our long division method, we draw something like this, and then we write the dividend in here, x raised to the power 4 minus 10x to the power of 3 plus 27x to the power of 2, and then we have minus 46x plus 28, and then here we have x minus 7. So the divisor comes here, the dividend goes in here. All right. So first step, what you do, you ask yourself, what can you use to multiply x to get x to the power 4? What can you use to multiply x to get x to the power 4? Obviously, if we use x cubed to multiply x, we'll get x to the power 4. So we'll put x cubed here, and then we use x cubed to multiply the divisor. X cubed times x gives us x to the power of 4, and x cubed times minus 7 gives us minus 7s cubed. Then the next thing we'll subtract. So I'll just show the subtraction sign so that we'll know what we're doing. S to the power of 4 minus s to the power of 4 is 0, so that goes off. Minus 10s cubed minus 7s cubed. That will give us minus 3s cubed. And then we'll bring this next term down. That gives us plus 27s squared. Now the next thing we need to do, the same step as we did in this first step, we are going to do, what can we use to multiply x to get minus 3s cubed? What can we use to multiply x to get minus 3s cubed? Obviously, we can use minus 3s squared to multiply this to get minus 3s cubed. So if we put minus 3s squared here, so we can say minus 3s squared times x. That will give us minus 3s cubed. And then we say minus 3s squared times minus 7. That gives us plus 21s squared. Again, we subtract. This minus this goes off, so turns to 0. And then 27s squared minus 21s squared gives us 6s squared. And then next we'll bring down the next term, which is this, minus 46x. Again, we ask ourselves, what can I use to multiply x to get 6s squared? What can I use to multiply x to get 6s squared? Obviously, we can use 6x. So that is positive 6x. 6x times s gives us 6s squared, and then 6s minus 6x times minus 7 gives us minus 42x. Alright, again we subtract, and when we do that, we'll get this subtracted from this is 0. That is 6s squared minus 6s squared is 0. And then minus 46 minus 42, that gives us minus 4x. minus 4x, and then we'll bring down our last term, which is plus 28. At this point, we'll ask ourselves again, what can we use to multiply x so that we get minus 4x? What can we use to multiply x so that we get minus 4x? And obviously, we can use minus 4. So that if I say minus 4 times x gives us minus 4x. And then minus 4 times minus 7 gives us plus 28. Again, if we subtract this, we're going to get 0 at the end. So this is the end of the division. Okay, this is the end of the division. We have 0 at the end. And then having 0 at the end implies that this is a factor. This is a factor of this polynomial. S minus 7 is a factor of this polynomial because it's leaving for us a remainder of 0. Okay? Remember, in your normal division, if we say, what are the factors of 6? You know, 1, 2, 3, and 6. All these numbers can divide 6 without leaving a remainder. And that's why they are all factors of 6. Okay? So for this polynomial, to divide this polynomial, leaving a remainder of 0 implies that x minus 7 is a factor of this polynomial. We'll discuss that in details when we do the remainder theorem, but you can just put that at the back of your mind. Okay, in our next video, we'll be looking at a division that will give us a remainder that is not equal to 0. All right, so before we go, I would like to label some things here. Now, this result we get is called the quotient. The quotient is the result we get from dividing two polynomials. So here is the quotient. This is called the divisor, while this here is called the dividend. Dividend. While what we have here is called the remainder. Remainder. Okay? So, to get the dividend, if we multiply the divisor by the quotient, add the remainder, we'll get back the dividend. Okay? So what I'm trying to say, if we have, say we have the dividend is equal to quotient multiplied by divisor plus the remainder. Okay, so I can illustrate that with just a simple fraction. For example, we have a fraction like 6 again divided by 2. We already know that this is 6 divided by 2. We know this is 3, remainder 0. This is the dividend, and this is the divisor, and this is the quotient. Now, to get this dividend, we say, using this formula, you say quotient, which is 3 times divisor, which is 2 plus remainder, Remember, this is the remainder 0. Okay? Remainder, which is 0. So when you do 3 times 2 plus 0, that gives you 6, the dividend. Okay? So also put this at the back of your mind. We'll be employing these techniques while we solve some technical problems, maybe after we have finished with the remainder theorem. All right, so thanks again for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, to share, to comment. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.